Just for the giggles, please be assured I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope that you will enjoy your time here on my channel. I would be eternally grateful if you would give a like to the video, consider subscribing and, dare I ask, even become a member. So without further ado, let's do this.
Hello and welcome to Drama Friday. Oh my God, guys, we've got so much to go over. It's insane. Absolutely insane. And it's not just about what goes on in line. I also want to talk about dramas that are happening in the real world because it's Drama Friday. Drama Friday, after all. Hey, Barley, nice to see you. And Bridge, if you want to come up tonight, you're perfectly welcome to. I'll put the link down in a little bit and you can jump on and keep me company if you so wish. Nice to see you. And we've also got Capone. Hi, Capone. Have you been a good girl? Have you been good or have you been a naughty Capone foxer? I wonder. Anyway, guys, I want to get on because there's so much to get over. There's just loads. Anyway, before I do, I want to say I hope you've all had a good week. I hope you popped in and watched my Wellness Wednesday. We had quite an interesting chat in there this week. I do like it. We can get all serious or we can be sort of silly. I like that we can do anything that we really want to do. That's what it's about, guys. You know, just doing what we want to do, going where we feel comfortable. And I hope you all feel comfortable coming here because I'm not. I'm not the crazy that people think I am. Well, I'm a little bit crazy, but I'm not psychotic. So, yeah, great to see you all. So, listen, guys, I want to start with this because I think this is real news. Right, where's me? There it is. Okay. So tonight we're actually starting with some real news. Not just the old crap that we see online in this little corner of YouTube. We are looking at real news. And the real news is that Prince Harry has won his case against the toxic British media. Now, those of you that are American may not know what I'm talking about, but it's been something that's been sort of highlighted years ago, I would say, where the Mirror Group, which is edited or was edited by Piers Morgan, were phone hacking. They phone hacked many celebrities and then spread all their business across, everywhere. Everywhere you wanted to look, newspapers, that. Anyway, you probably heard me speaking on the Red Tops. I speak about them in my normally in my therapist series videos, because that's where I know that the fake therapist gets all her information from. So Prince Harry won substantial damages against the Mirror Group. From what I understand, they've settled, which means that they have given Harry millions, I think. It's got to be, hasn't it? We're not talking about 20 quid, are we? So I think also there are definitely people out there who are calling for him to be brought to trial because it's a criminal offence, phone hacking. So that's something to look forward to. That's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. He's gone very quiet on his social media. So let's just see. And that sort of tags on again, really, to my therapist series, in that I talk predominantly about haters of Harry and Meghan, and Piers Morgan is one of the top haters. So yeah, it's very, very thrilling, guys. And what I wanted to do was actually show you this, which is how it was announced on Twitter. So I'm really hoping you're going to be able to hear this. Let me play it for you. This is Piers Morgan's. Can we make it bigger? Picture in picture? Is that? Oh, well, that's no good. We've lost the whole thing then, haven't we? No, we'll get out of there, back to tab. Right. Now, this guy here is Piers Morgan's lawyer, whatever you call him, attorney. And he is, did I say Prince William? I meant to say Prince Harry. Harry's now sort of left the country. He's got other things to do. So, but he did write this for his lawyers to read when it was proven that, yeah, what those newspapers did was disgusting. Trying to make it a bit bigger for you guys, but it's not really working. Okay, so let me play it for you now. Where's the play button? Any ideas? Play. No, there.
Following Mirror Group's acceptance of the remainder of his claim and their agreement to pay substantial additional damages to him as well as his costs. I'll now read that statement on his behalf. After our victory in December, Mirror Group have finally conceded the rest of my claim, which would have consisted of another 2 trials, additional evidence, and 115 more articles. Everything we said was happening at Mirror Group was in fact happening, and indeed far worse, as the court ruled in its extremely damaging judgment.
Right, I'm going to stop there just to check that you can all hear it. Oh, we've got the Ghost of Doris in. Hi, Ghost of Doris. Welcome. You watch Piers, do you? We need to have words. Okay, we need to have words. No sign of Edna yet. Don't tell me she's over in Hussey's chat again. Or she's fallen asleep, more likely. Anyway, so you can all hear it. Okay, all right, let's go.
As the judge has said only this morning, we have uncovered and proved the shockingly dishonest way in which the Mirror acted for so many years and then sought to conceal the truth. In light of this, we call again for the authorities to uphold the rule of law and to prove that no one is above it. That includes Mr. Morgan, who as editor knew perfectly well what was going on as the judge held. Even his own employer realized it simply could not call him as a witness of truth at the trial. His contempt for the court's ruling and his continued attacks ever since demonstrate why it was so important to obtain a clear and detailed judgment. As I said back in December, our mission continues. I believe in the positive change it will bring for all of us. It's the very reason why I started this and why I will continue to see it through to the end. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I know that's not the usual thing that we have on Drama Friday, but I just thought it was, I just thought it was important to share that with you as a Brit, because those of you that weren't aware of it, I'm British, guys. Yeah, unfortunately, I am. I've had some people think I was Australian. Some people think I'm South African. I've been mistaken for various famous people. I'm not going to tell you who they were. Yeah. So, right. What I'm going to do is, I don't know if anyone's got anything to say. Just stop it, Capone. Just stop it now. Okay. I'm going to invite both my girls up tonight if they want to come up, because we've got a lot to go over. So let's put this down here and get you two up. If you fancy coming up, then that'd be great. No, you are not. You are not an angel, Capone. I've seen you out and about, love. Why have you got his blocked? Who's blocked you now? You're as bad as me. You're catching up on me. You know, I get blocked all the time, guys. Always blocked. But you know what? Doesn't bother me. Anyway, listen. So we've got the girls up. We've got the girls up. Hi, girlies. How are you?
I'm here.
Yay! Hey! I like it when it's the three of us. We can have a good old chat. And
I'll tell you, dear. I don't know anything that's going on with the drama. Despite what people think that I'm on YouTube all the time, I don't know anything that's going on with the drama. So I'm
Well,
just
well, Edna never knows what's going on, so yeah, it's fine.
Listen, Jen, be nice to me today. I had a doctor's appointment.
Oh no, was it not a good doctor's appointment?
No, it went very well. It just takes a lot out of me. I'm recovering.
Listen, darling, you should know
and
me
they don't
by
give you
now.
advice when you're an adult, gee.
You should know me by now. I like to take the mickey out of people, so that's all I'm doing.
No, I'm just kidding.
Never.
But that's why I was late, because I was taking a nap and I overslept.
Oh, well, I hope you're okay. And yeah, we got things to chat. We got things to chat about. Okay, the first thing I'm going to chat about, has it got anything to do with what I was talking about? It doesn't matter now. Doris, the ghost of Doris, has asked what my thoughts are on Shannon liking racist things about YOMAMA. First thing I'm going to say is I'm not surprised. Yeah. I'm not surprised. That's the first thing. I think that's the main thing. What else can I say? I mean, I think these people have shown who they are, and we shouldn't be surprised at what they do or say.
I agree.
Well, I have a question. What was he liking that Shannon posted that was racist?
Well, I don't know what the actual video was about.
It was just clips of because I saw that it was clips of YOMAMA just talking trash about FFG, just random clips.
Yeah.
Right, but what made it
Well,
racist?
then somebody, hang on, I'm just opening up another tab here. Then somebody put underneath, oh, well, he's just a N-word with a hard R. Now, Shannon went and liked it. But what I will say in her defense is I like every single chat. I like every single comment because it builds interaction and it helps with the, algorithm. But I will say, I don't think I would be that blind to have missed that because it
Yeah.
was quite, it's quite obvious what the guy had said. So did she really mean to like it, or was it a mistake? I don't know.
I don't. As a Black person, I find that a pretty difficult mistake to overlook.
Because
Exactly.
I misread that. I was still waking up. Shannon, what the hell? Like, that's messed up.
Because the thing about it is too, because I watched the video when it first came out, because it popped up in my recommendations, because I'm not subscribed to Shannon. But I was like, let me check this out. And I was looking at the comments. I didn't see that one at that time when I watched the video, but she was, for the first day, she was liking all of the comments and responding to some. Then the second day, she really didn't like or comment on any of the comments. So I'm just like, did she just not read it because she was liking them all? So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I
See,
will admit I have never had the popularity of Gorlworld to the extent of Shannon. So with all of those notifications and everything, maybe she overlooked it.
you do find, especially when I used to get a lot more viewers, I used to get a lot more comments, and you skim them and you like them, and so it is possible, but of
I'm thinking.
course.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go on, Bridge, go on.
Oh, because I was thinking too about how everybody's always coming down on me, where I was like, I didn't have Scott Stevens in my chat. I didn't like no comments of his. Like, I was getting a lot of comments, and I would read the comments, but I wouldn't necessarily see who the person was that was commenting. And it's not that. Just like, I just like, just skim them, and that's it.
Right.
Yeah. And it's different when you're a creator. You're trying to. You don't want to offend any of your supporters. So I can get, like, you don't want to be super critical of every crazy thing somebody might say. So you're not really reading it with a critical eye. And if, so I mean, I can see how.
I think, if it was a mistake,
yeah.
I think if it was a mistake, it was a massive mistake. And I think, apparently she's got rid of her channel now. She's deleted her channel because of it.
I think she only got rid of her Twitter. I think she still has her channel. But my thing with Shannon is, okay, say that it was a mistake. The first thing that you should have done was apologize, and she didn't do that.
Oh, didn't she?
Yeah.
It was like after maybe like the second or third tweet that she apologized when people were coming after her, but she didn't apologize in the first one. She was just like, oops, it's a mistake, whatever. It happens.
Probably hoping to just sweep it underneath the rug, that that it'll just blow over or what have you.
But really,
when did it happen?
Recently, it happened the last few days, didn't it, Bridge?
Yep, it did. Like 2 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah, and to
Shannon, I am disappointed.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just. I don't know. And I mean, are these people, are they that dense that they don't realize? Listen, we all know we are watched like hawks, and it doesn't matter what we say, what we do, our tweets, our comments. If you're in a certain or sort of, circling a certain community, everything that you put on social media is jumped on.
Yeah.
So for her to make such an enormous mistake, I'm using inverted commas here,
Mhm.
is like, it's just so stupid. And as Bridget says, why not just apologize then? Do a short video.
It
She loves
wasn't a
her video.
mistake.
Sorry?
It was. I said because it wasn't a mistake. Clearly,
Well,
I mean, because if it was, then she would have said something, a poster. She wouldn't have to have run away. But
Yeah.
she liked it with her whole chest. You know what I mean? She's like, okay, I don't want to hear the backlash, so she's taking a break.
But it's like, you know, sometimes I look through my comments, and especially when I used to get a lot more viewers, and if there was anything that was even slightly a bit sort of off, I wouldn't like it, you know.
Mhm.
And so I think to blindly like everything is a bit silly, especially when you're in this corner of YouTube.
Right.
So yeah, I guess it'll all play out in the end, but, you know, you've got people saying, well, you know, now her bestie, well, we don't know if they're besties, FFG, let's see what she's got to say about it. But I mean, is it really down to FFG to speak out on this now when Shannon's
Yeah.
an
Well,
adult?
yeah, especially too because FFG made that big stink about one of her calling out one of her mods or something like that, and she kicked her out of the French fry basket or whatever it's called for being racist.
A French fry basket.
That's what they call it.
Do they? I've never heard of that.
That is so funny. But
Oh,
honestly,
no.
they're like the moral police where, you know, you can't be in my enemy's chat and you can't, you know what I mean? Like, it's all about, you know, morality and loyalty and blah, blah, blah. Then hell yeah, you can't have a best friend sitting up here being outwardly, because even if you don't want to label her racist, supporting using, you know, calling someone a racial slur. And it's not even the fact that your mama's just broken up about it, that he's gonna cry himself to sleep tonight. You know what I mean? It's just it's unnecessary. And that's like people's biggest critique over Foodie is that she's just this horrible person that she said this and done that and blah. She's scum. She can't come back from it, right? So you're gonna act just like her? Get out of here.
Yeah, I know. But then again, you know, I'm playing devil's advocate here. Then again, you could say, well, you know, I have you two come up on my channel, but I mean, whatever you say and you do, apart from, you know, when you're not on my channel, am I responsible for that? Should I be held accountable for that? I don't think I
say
should.
that you could. I think you could argue the case that you're affiliated, you're associated with people that, to a certain extent, you are supporting what they're doing. Like, and I don't take that lightly because I've been thinking about that between you and Hussey. I'm just taking it for entertainment value, but it's not purely entertainment value because these are your real lives, right? And but where does it cross the line, or what is it, whatever? But it's like, is it my place to say X, Y, and Z? You know, it brings up a lot of questions. I mean, I don't feel like it's to a point now that I need to say anything. I mean,
Yeah, but I think it's like, you know, all right, you brought up Hussey, but it's like, I know you go into Hussey. I know you do. And I know, you know, you probably chat in there, you say hi in there. Now, it's not for me to then say to you, listen, why are you going into his chat when all he's doing is slugging me off? See, I don't think that's up to me to say that. You know, you're entitled to go wherever you like. For goodness sake, it's the internet.
But I do
So
understand you wanting people that you associate with to not like be with your mortal enemies or be with people that you feel like are just dragging you down. And if I felt like Hussey was like flat out doing it, I wouldn't. But like, he's actually said things like, I don't know. I get to the point where there's a line. Everybody has a line. And for him, it's been crossed. For you, it's been crossed. And I don't, and it's like we get in our feelings like, well, once you've crossed the line with me, there's no going back, and take that where you will. And that doesn't have to be the case. Like, we can reel ourselves back. We can say, okay, that was too far. That was too far. That cut me this way. Because on the outside looking in, somebody from across the world tagging an authority, like, they're not going to look at that as a serious anything, right? But somebody else might think, oh, in America, the police are crazy. And you don't want to give them anything to do. You know what I mean? So it's like either way, you can argue a valid point, I feel.
Yeah, I guess so. Have you got anything to say on it, Bridge?
No. I mean, because at one point I used to come in, like, I used to be on panel. I'm on panel with you, and I used to go in Hussey's chat too. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing. And like I said in my video too, I'm like, that's kind of just between you and Hussey. And
yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
and I agree with that. I would never do that. And even though, his side are always like, oh, I bet Jan hates it when Edna goes into Hussey and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I don't really care. I have enough faith in my friendship with Edna to not worry about where she goes, as long as she doesn't show up in a KKK meeting. I think I'm all right.
I am not the one. I would.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? I feel like,
doing
that feel ridiculous.
I can just laugh about it, and I think if more people laughed, especially on this side of the internet, it would be a much happier place. Sometimes you just have to laugh at the silliness of it, because it is truly silly.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is a break from real world, right? Like, if this is your drama, you're doing okay. When you really think about it.
I know. So let's get on to another one of these. And we have to have the music, of course. Here we go. Okay, girls, I'm hoping that you know a little bit about this. What's happened here with Mr. Snowflake? Had any of you heard of him before?
Yeah, he did that documentary on what's her name, Jen? I forget what she went by.
Oh, Life by Jen.
Yeah. He did that. I know that.
I didn't see that one, but I saw the more recent one that he did on Anne Boleyn Reid, and I thought it was brilliant. I really thought it was a good video.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, I think
it was a bit slow for me. He's not really my style, but he's like friendly with some creators on the other side of Gorlworld with Amberlynn that I watch or used to watch a whole lot. So I've heard of him, but I haven't really watched a whole lot of his stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, what I found interesting, right, let me share this. I'm actually on his page at the moment, on his YouTube at the moment. Right, let's fit us around. Where can we go the best? There? Yeah, okay. What I found quite interesting, I mean, firstly, let's introduce him. He's called Mr. Snowflake. He's got 105k subscribers. He's British. He's a northerner, and he generally does. Let's look at his channel. He's done quite a lot on Anne Boleyn Reid. He gets huge views. He did this series about Anne Boleyn Reid, Shaped by the Algorithm, episode 16. So he's done a lot of them. Now, I think he's very good. I like him. He's done people that I would never even watch, like Nikocado Avocado. I can't stand that man. And so Cyrax, I wouldn't bother.
Nick is so crazy to me. I was watching him when he was vegan.
When he was skinny.
Yeah. I was not that I was right there with them because like I was overweight, but like mentally I was like, man, I'm eating raw fruit, raw to 4 basically, and blah, blah, blah. Like, so to see that man go from being raw vegan, like you can definitely put on a couple of pounds, to being the craziness that he is with the fast food, hundreds and hundreds of dollars that he was spending on meals, and the foolishness with his husband, them fighting, and the DV that they show. It's crazy to me.
He just went from like one extreme to the other, because he was talking about how he
Yeah.
was so unhealthy when he was underweight, because he was just like eating bananas and stuff, and he got to that smaller number of weight, and then
Yeah.
go from one extreme to another. It's insane.
Yeah.
Mhm. And to see him mentally, like he would, do these breakdowns on camera, but you can tell that there's like some truth to
Mhm.
those
Really?
expressions. Yeah, it was dark. Like, to think about the craziness that's on YouTube, like with Foodie, I think he's just as crazy. And the
Yeah.
fact that he doesn't get any hate about it is kind of wild, because it's like this. I mean, he gets some, but he doesn't get nearly as much as you would think when you like look at what he does.
So why do you think that is? Why doesn't he get the same hatred as Foodie?
I think it's because he plays into it. I think like a lot, some of it is just like him playing into it. Some of it may be real, but he's playing into it a lot. He's just like, I don't care. Let me just be this character.
Yeah. So you feel that he actually shows that he's just playing a character,
Yeah, because
and that's different.
in his earlier videos, it was like he was a normal person. I didn't watch a lot of his normal video, his older videos, but it was like he was a normal person. He would play his violin. He had his little bird on his
Mm-hmm.
shoulder and stuff like that, and he would talk normally. But now it's just like over the top, and he's just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But the
See,
thing is, maybe that wasn't really him. Like, because
Mhm.
he'd be like Mr. Noodles. He would be cutesy, and he played it up a bit then too. But it's like he's playing it up, but in I guess a more detrimental way now. It
Mhm.
feels like.
yeah. I mean, I can't really speak on him because I've literally only ever watched clips and very short clips. He's just no. I can't watch somebody like that. But I think the impression I got from watching him was that it was all for entertainment, dare I say.
Mhm.
Was definitely playing a character. And then I thought, well,
Mhm.
why are you playing a character like that? Why are you, wanting to look so bad and so
Mhm.
gross? I don't understand that. So
Right, and it's not a character like what was that girl? Miranda Things, right? Where she overdrew the lipstick and hiked her pants up and, wore
Mhm.
pigtails. Like, he put on hundreds of pounds. You
Mhm.
can't, that's not a fat suit. You see what I'm saying? That's what's so crazy about it. Like, he's playing a character, but at the same time, he is that character to,
Yeah.
and
to a
he's
degree.
harming himself, isn't he, by doing
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's no way you're like that big and eating that food and you're not suffering. Like, he talks about his health issues.
Yeah. No,
Like, he says it in like a comedic way. Like, he plays around with like the hose fights with the CPAP masks and stuff. But I'm sure that's real. Like, you know what I mean? His weight, he probably can't breathe when he's laid down.
yeah. Oh God. Okay, so what I want to do is just have a quick look at this Snowflake Studios, as it's called, and I want to play this one because I think it shows his caliber, which I think is really very good. So let's go up to here. There. Okay, that's quite a good. Okay.
Whispers in your ear. You're the reason daddy's not here. Liar, liar tells you that success comes to those who never stop to rest. Liar, liar leads you to believe beauty and attention will meet your needs. Oh, look out for
But it's like, could y'all imagine someone making something like this about you? Like
I
going to talk to
know.
your neighbors, talking to your old high school friends. Like,
And
girl
she
world is crazy.
and it's quite understandable that she seems to be freaking out about it,
Right?
doesn't she? She's like, oh my God. And I think she's got a, I would be a little bit worried, but then I'm never worried about people digging into me because they're not going to find anything. So I think her coming so hard for him at the moment is only showing that she's fearing what he's going to have dug up, or even, what she's done in the past.
But where
So
she is right now, him saying anything is a lot, because she's the pious married woman now.
Yeah.
yeah. So let's listen to a bit more. I think this is brilliant.
Yeah, it's good. See, he would have lost me by now though, because I just my attention span. But it's really well done.
Listen, my attention span's not that great either, but I'd still watch that. I think because I edit myself, I think I can recognize how good somebody else is at editing, and that is bloody good.
Because it takes so
really
much
good.
time. It takes so much time. Like, and you guys say that like my videos, they're so simple, but I'm just like, I'm sitting here and I'm tired. And I don't do that much editing.
It takes a long time. I mean,
Yeah.
I do 2 edited videos a week now, and they take me a few days to do. So I'm constantly working and working. And people don't realize that. And and you put up a 30-minute video and they think, oh, it's just 30 minutes of time you've spent on it. No, it's not. You spend ages and ages, and you can't do it all on one platform. So you have to go from one thing, like I have to, film it on StreamYard, and then I take it over to iMovie, and then I use Canva, and people don't realize how
well, they don't know that it's different layers to it. You have the audio, you have the video, you have the pictures, you have the text. And listen, I'm not even a creator. I just dibble, dabble, stuck my little pinky toe in there. I was like, this is a lot.
It is, but I know that Bridget started doing it because I see it in her videos, and I think, you go, girl, you go.
Like I have to edit out all the cuss words and stuff.
Yeah.
I know. That's the trouble, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, it's quite a difficult thing to do, and I think it's one of those things that when you do it yourself, then you can recognize how difficult it is, to do it. So yeah, I think good on him. So I watched that one, and then he also did, let me bring that up again. He also did another one. What was the other one he did? Let's look again. Which was the longer one, which you probably won't be able to stick with. And this is her in her own words. And I think it was this one that scared her. I really believe this, because it's all in her own words.
It is creepy when people are able to do that.
I have to say, whenever I'm doing, I've done a few videos on my haters, and whenever I've done that, I've always let them use their own words, because then they can't argue about it. That's the best way to do it. So I'll just play a little bit of this just so that you can see. He's a very good editor.
I'm from Cornwall, Ontario. I have one sister. We have the same mother. I'm close to her, and I have two half brothers. We have the same dad, and since I don't really see my dad a lot, I've actually never met these boys, which is kind of sad. He actually it was very taboo for her to be pregnant in high school at her age, 16, so she was in a lot of trouble with that. My mother and I were on our own, and she was a single teenage mom. She was 17 when she had me, and
see, I think it's very cinematic, and I just think it's really good. But I've seen, like, when he did the Amber one, when he was talking about Casey, was it Casey or Cassie? Casey, wasn't it? Amber's ex.
Yeah, I think it was Casey.
Yeah, well, when he was talking about them, or when she was on there, or he was on there rather, he was.
At this point, I have no idea which direction we're going.
Yeah,
no, it's female to male. So he.
I just think
Casey their male name or
really well. I just think he does it really well. So anyway, getting back to this, what was interesting was he did a live stream, and God, there was over, I think there was about 1,400 people in there.
Oh, wow.
And they were all giving him information on Foodie. And you could see by his face, he was like, oh my God, really?
Yeah. I saw a tweet, and somebody was giving him information. He was like, no more, please, no more.
I couldn't imagine.
And I actually felt sorry for the guy, because I thought, he really doesn't know. And it's like, I think.
What does he do? Like, he's not a full-time YouTuber, is he?
No, but I don't think that's relevant. I think the point is that he's chosen Foodie to do a documentary on, without really knowing everything about her, or knowing so many things.
That's what I meant.
Her.
Like, how did he get into girl? Like, is this like YouTube in general a hobby? He's not really into Gorlworld.
Well, no. I mean, I've just shown you his page, right?
I just saw he had a lot of stuff on Boogie, and he's not in Gorlworld, so he does a lot of stuff.
So this is his page, okay? So no, he's not. I wouldn't say he's into Gorlworld, but I'd say he knows a fair bit about it. I mean, he's done quite a lot on Amber Lynn Reid. He's done many hours on her. And he's also this series on Amber, Life by Jen, Eugenie, Jupiter, Hungry Fat Chick, so Shane Dawson. So obviously, he's not stupid. He knows, I would say he knows his way around the internet, and maybe the live stream that he did, which is now gone, I will show you. See, look.
So he doesn't do lives. Got you.
So no, but he did do a live. That's what I'm saying.
He's done a couple of, because I saw another live that he had done, but it's not there either, and that was a while ago.
But I don't know how to put it. I'm just trying to get a feel for like how he is approaching Gorlworld and everything. It's just interesting because you have some people like you have Popey where this is just him kind of like watching his soaps, watching his show with with his online friends in a way. You know what I mean? but you have other people that they're critiquing line by line everything that she does, or you know. So it's just kind of interesting. So he's kind of like a documentarian.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has said that he used to like Amber until he found out what had happened, and I think his eyes were opened by her exes.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's one of the reasons he started doing the videos on Amber. So I think he knows what he's doing about Foodie, but I think, you know, the Foodie well is so deep that it takes a lot, you know, it takes a hell of a lot of digging, and I think perhaps it was too much digging or more than he actually thought it was going to be. I don't know.
Well, there's layers to Foodie to where I feel, and there's so many characters that you might think you know what you know how you feel about something, but then you realize like the depth of it. Because with Foodie, I feel like she has FFG and she has like the reactors in a way that Amber Lynn doesn't really deal with. Because they really go in real life with Foodie. You know, the fact that FFG rescued a cat, she was able to, you know, she was familiar with the Natter type. She's familiar with the Sala type. You know, she has like a blueprint to Foodie in a way that, you know, nobody has but ALR. And it's just kind of funny to have somebody able to kind of like commentate and narrate her life in a sense with such accuracy because she's so familiar with it.
Yeah, but then she's only familiar with what Foodie has put out. And I think maybe the secret lies in how the creator responds. And I've never seen Amber come back at somebody the way Foodie does.
She has.
Has
But
she?
it's like it's every once in a while. Like when she did that, y'all are disrespectful, the disrespectful thing.
They're two different characters, right? Like you can't compare. They're apples and oranges in the sense that Amber was never hopped up on drugs and, you know, chasing after some man in the same sense. You know, that Foodie is a character. So in that regard, Amber's different, but also, you said something where you were, I lost the point. Sorry. Let's just move on.
That's okay. Well, I think it's probably a good time to sort of add this other headline, which made me giggle.
What?
And it's because somebody jumped in on this on this news of Mr. Snowflake, and as usual, jumped in, and the pool was too deep. So he's now flailing around in it. It amazes me how dumb some people are.
Jan, no. Jan, listen. Jan, come on now. He's gotten a lot of attention. All of us could get wrapped up in a lot of attention. That's for one. But for two, he doesn't realize that the trolls are playing him.
Wait, what's going on? I'm lost. I am so lost.
Right. Can you see the screen in front of you?
Yeah. What happened?
Right. Well, what happened was YOMAMA decides to jump in, okay, by sending, oh God, I did write it down. Hang on, let me get my Twitter up. He sent a tweet to Mr. Snowflake.
Why?
Why? You can say, I can say why as well. I mean, man, you're always dropping yourself in it. Stop it. And it's coming up now, and I'll show you the tweet. Which, right? Why are you not opening for me? open up, please. He sent this tweet and completely, I say he always picks up the stick from the wrong end and runs with it. He did that. He did that, guys. So let me get his Twitter up. Okay, let's show this. Okay, I've got him blocked. Listen, I choose who I converse with. All right.
Jan, you have to start muting people. Don't just overall block me. Just mute them. Because I mute them. I'm like, you're not going to get a satisfaction of a block to talk about, oh, Bridget blocked me. I just mute them. So you don't know that I can't see you. So you're muted.
Okay. Well, I have muted a few people as well. But this channel is my bigger channel, so yeah, I tend to just block and block again off of this one. Right, let me put that one on there we go. Right, so dear old YOMAMA, right, he's going live at night. She not going to address Shannon, she going to watch a boring foodie mukbang. So
But he's such a
listen, Jen. No, I want to hear her address Shannon because that's your homegirl. BFFs. We coming on to the anniversary of the Valentine's meetup, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is how she act. Like, what do you have to say about that? Because she had a lot to say about Foodie being anti-Semitic, right? Calling her a goblin.
See, I'm not like you. I just think I don't think she should have to say anything about her. I really don't.
She doesn't. I mean, that's not her business, really. But
I think it all boils down to of how she outed Rad Plaid, though. Like it was like a couple of weeks ago. I was like, I don't mess with racists. I don't do this, and she's out because she's racist.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, and that's what. That's why I said it. Yeah.
So then we can use the H word, can't we? We can actually use the H word there. Hypocrisy. That is hypocrisy. Oh, yeah. Yes, I agree. Anyway, so let's get back to Snowflake to begin with, because I've got him up on here, right? So YOMAMA comes up with, I hope, and then he ats Mr. Snowflake, knows he is about to do a documentary of Foodie who was molested at 16 teen by a 40-year-old and her friends shamed her for it.
And the thing is that
this is what I mean.
That something like that could change the trajectory of someone's life for sure.
No, hang on. Let's just address the tweet, okay? Let's just address the tweet.
It's random.
Do I have to do another grammar video?
I think you do.
I don't know why you standing doing
but I think his grammar was that bad that when Mr. Snowflake saw that, he did this.
What? He was tired of Foodie Beauty. Everybody was probably trying to give him information. Oh my goodness. Foodie Beauty drove him off the internet.
So he's really not into Gorlworld.
I know. Okay. It's just insane. But the thing is, right, okay, we're going to have a proper conversation about this, aren't we, guys? The thing is, the point I'm trying to make is that YOMAMA jumped in there and basically, did I answer that one? Oh, hang on a minute. Was this the one I answered? Oh, okay. Yeah, hang on. I've got to show you again. Right. I answered this by saying, you're desperate for attention. You speak on the words of a known liar and are looking ridiculous right now. You are not privy to the discussions between the two girls, so your assumptions are unfounded and damaging to real victims. Just stop.
Wait a minute. you said that he wasn't privy to the conversations between the two girls. You're talking about FFG and Shannon?
No, I'm talking about the teens, because he's talking about the
Oh, okay.
girls shamed, and her friends shamed her for it.
Mhm,
What's
mhm.
he going on? What's he going on?
Probably,
Where's the truth
probably,
there?
probably of what Shannon said in that stream that she did with FFG, and how she did shame Foodie, because she said that Foodie at 16 what was it, took advantage of the 40-year-old guy,
Yeah.
or yeah.
Yeah. Now, this is going to be a really good discussion. I can feel it in my bones. So
Mhm.
before we go on to that, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
Okay.
All
And then we're
right.
going to
My
come back,
brain's
because I think we're
tingling.
going to have a really good discussion on this, girlies. Okay. So you've got 2 minutes. Go and get yourself a drink. Do whatever you do in the 2 minutes. And we're going to have a break. Just click off the mute yourselves, girls, and let's have a break. See you in a bit, guys. Okay. We're now back in the room. Hopefully I've sorted that out. Okay. Has that stopped? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okie doke. Right. Okay. Let's get back to what we were talking about. Firstly, before we go on to that, because I haven't done all this for no reason, guys. Okay. So on here it says he speaks out about upcoming docuseries in the hopes of getting attention from larger YouTuber. I believe that. I believe
Mhm.
that's the only reason that he's spoken up. And the other thing is, I think it annoys him that, and we're talking about YOMAMA. I think it annoys him that people don't take him seriously. That's what I think.
Because he's the king of Gorlworld, so yeah, of course.
Hi, Dawn. Hi, Dawn. What's Lava Burton? I don't know who that is.
LeVar Burton. He's an American actor.
Okay.
Oh, LeVar. The Reading Rainbow. The Reading Rainbow. You don't know that?
Reading Rainbow.
Right, guys, we're going to have this discussion, aren't we, about what we think about firstly what YOMAMA said, and also why he continues to. I just don't understand why he continues to believe everything that Foodie says. Now,
What did he say?
well, the bit when he said that she was abused. Listen, we don't know that she was abused, and if we
What,
take
Jan,
it
a
from
16-year-old
people,
and a 40-year-old, there is some abuse going on.
right? Well,
You're-
see, I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to disagree with you, and I'm not disagreeing with you saying that it's right, but I know that 16-year-old girls can be very manipulative, can be very seductive. Whether in your country, they really shouldn't be because they're seen as kids. Over here, 16 is the age of consent. So
yeah, and that's how it is in Canada too. Yeah.
Yeah. So over here, it is seen differently. And the point I'd like to make is if you actually listen to what Shannon says, who is the only other person that would know the truth about this, if you listen to what she says, Foodie was a completely different type of 16-year-old. She wasn't a innocent child as some people are trying to paint her. I mean, Shannon's
So
channel's
I'm not necessarily trying to say that her introduction or like her abuse began with this man at 16. But I refuse to believe that a 16-year-old that is acting and whatever, like, because even if I'll give it to you that she was the initiator, the whatever, blah blah, like everything you say, true, got it. For someone to become that at 16, they've gone through some things. They've been abused in some way.
Because even I was gonna say like even with like children that are abused and molested and stuff like that, they're exposed to things early in life that they can't handle.
They become hypersexual.
Exactly.
Yeah, they become hypersexual. They go on to like abuse other people or to manipulate, to develop these psychological or personality disorders, things that we see in Foodie. So it just doesn't spring out of nowhere. Like I don't think she's going along a happy-go-lucky, 15-year-old. She turned 16. She's like, let me go find some creepy 40-year-old.
I don't think that was the situation. I think from what I can gather, I don't know whether she was still living at home. I think the guy was a neighbor of her friend who was Shannon, and Foodie, for whatever reason, decided she wanted to get her hands on this guy.
Because my whole thing is like, regardless of the age of consent, like it's age of consent is 16 over in Canada and stuff like that. But you would think that a 16-year-old, it would be age of consent around somebody that's her age, like 16, 17, 18, something like that. But at even 40 years old,
okay.
Yeah.
That's a big gap. What do you have in common? Like, how do you even, you say you're your neighbors, so that's the, I guess how what's the word? Proximity. That's how they met. But it's just how do I put it? It's just Oh, I lost it again. It just blows my mind because it's like nothing. It's hard to explain like wrong because it's like it feels like it's just wrong. There's no way to excuse a 16-year-old being with a 40-year-old. Like I'm not even 40, and you think about like who I find attractive. Looking at some 50-year-old man, you know what I mean? I'm like, ew, that's some old grandpa. Like
I'll go with a 50-year-old. I'll go with a 50-year-old or a 60-year-old, but I'm grown. but
I'm saying. But imagine being a 16-year-old thinking of somebody that old, and that's not just like. But honestly, I'm getting to the age where I'm like, "That's no, girl, you're old." But so I get what you're saying.
I was gonna say, like, even at 18, when I first went to college, there was like I lived in the student apartments, and there were some guys that were like 23. I thought they were old. At 18, really? I thought some 23-year-olds were old.
But I think and I think that's probably how the vast majority of the population would feel. But I think in the case of Foodie, I think Dawn here has hit the nail on the head. She's evil and defiant. That defiant thing.
Wasn't she diagnosed with oppositional defiance disorder or somebody? I don't know if she was diagnosed, but somebody had said it, and that's a condition. So
yeah. And something bad was going on with her. I agree. Foodie was couch surfing, had left home. Now, if she was couch surfing at 16, why? And I think we can answer that by, we've all got, we can all remember stories that we've heard or things that she said. But it seems to me that her parents had kicked her out because of her bad behavior at home. Okay, so we're not talking about your average 16-year-old girl. Okay, I'm not talking about like my grandkids. We're talking about somebody who has had
like that. There's a reason somebody's acting out.
Yes.
Like you don't just become a bad child.
Yes.
I know
because
that.
let me just say that because I have a cousin, I've never met her, just over like social media, Facebook and stuff. I've met her, and she was molested as a child, and I remember her because her stepfather did it, and she's a grown woman now, has her own family and stuff like that, and he was on Facebook arguing with her, and he's just like, he's denying that he did what he did, but I believe that he did it. It's like, why would she lie? But he was like making excuses like, no, me and your mom, we tried to control you and you were just out of control. Yeah, she was out of control because of what you were doing to her. So she was acting out and she was doing all these things because of the things that she had gone through.
Yeah. And I can definitely understand that. And I can see that possibly this is the situation with Foodie, and that, at that time, the problems or the people that should have been held accountable were her family, not the two friends that she bragged about it to. Because when you listen to what Shannon says, she actually says that Foodie bragged about it, and that's why they said, you dirty slut or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I was saying. Because birds of a feather flock together. Right. Yes. So we're talking about the type of person that Foodie is. Shannon's probably not that much better if they were best buds for decades.
Yeah.
Right. Because I remember when things were going on, like talking to my friends, if someone said something wild like that, we were not going to come at them like, oh my goodness, you're such an X, Y, and Z, blah, blah. We're like, girl, let's go grab an adult. Let's get you some help. You know what I mean? Like that was, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, it is. And to most people, I think it's all very well and good standing up, and saying, oh, yeah, but she was 16 and she was molested. But you don't know the true story. And that's why I would love to have a conversation with Shannon about it and hear what actually happened. Because remember, I was brought up, in a home, and I know how different kids react. I know how I reacted or how I acted at 16. Luckily, all my energies went into sport, music, and thank God for that. I didn't pay any mind to boys, but maybe if at the age of 16 I did, suddenly think, oh, there's boys out there or there's men out there, I could well have done the same thing as Foodie. And I'm sure that there's many other 16-year-olds that have done that. Now, I'm not saying that he was in the wrong. Of course he's in the wrong. But I think we need to open our eyes and see the type of person, the type of 16-year-old she was, where even her friends were disgusted by her behavior.
But were they really disgusted, or is that just the story that Shannon is telling? Because she was still friends with her years and years and years after all of this happened.
That's true.
Right. Because if she was that disgusted, I would think that they would excommunicate her from the group.
No, not necessarily. I mean, didn't you have friends that you knew were a bit dodgy and, you sort of, didn't pay much mind to?
Not for 20 years.
No, that's true. That's true. But then they may have known each other for 20 years, but were they actually really friends?
They were close enough to where Shannon was, when she was at her darkest time, she expected Foodie to be there and was hurt when she wasn't. Yeah. So that tells me years and decades later, they were pretty close. The fact that Shannon's still dealing, still in Gorlworld, and look, if I was Shannon, y'all wouldn't hear a peep from me.
Yep.
I think Mary, as Mary says here, hi Mary, nice to see you. But the adult should have known better than to mess with the teen. Of course he should. Of course he should. But then we don't know what type of adult he was, do we? We don't know.
40, there's no excuse. Your brain.
Listen, I'm not making excuses. I'm just trying to paint the picture as perhaps it really was, instead of imagining, this innocent little 16-year-old who was like squirreled away into this man's flat. That's not what happened. Shannon has said that she kept going up there. She kept going up the stairs to this guy's flat and they kept telling her not to.
But at the same time,
go ahead, Brice.
I was going to say, at the same time, like, you're 16 years old, like, you smelling yourself. That's what we say over here. You smelling yourself. You think you know what you're doing. You think you're grown. It could have been like one of those type of situations. And we know at 16, your brain is not fully developed, but you think that you're grown. You got this grown man coming after you. You think you hot shit,
But maybe he wasn't coming after her. He was living.
He was letting her in his bed. He was letting her in his bed.
Exactly. But then I think, I could be wrong, but I think Shannon said that he was an alcoholic.
That's
I think I've heard that. I think I've heard that. Which again, we don't know if Shannon was living there. Was it some sort of halfway house? Was it a hostel? We don't know.
I think, Shannon was living with her mom, and I remember Shannon saying that like Foodie was basically staying there because she didn't have anywhere else to go. So it was at the mom's house.
All right. So what? And Foodie was couch surfing, was she?
Yeah.
So where were her parents here?
Foodie's parents? Who knows? They probably gave up by that time. They didn't know what to do with her.
Well, I know, as Dawn said, that she used to abuse her. Yeah, she used to abuse her little sister, didn't she? She's told that story.
Oh my gosh.
That she put the little sister in the dryer and turned it on, and I think that was the final straw as far as her mother was concerned, and that's why they kicked her out. But I don't think they kicked her out.
You can't hold that against her. Yeah, I mean, I get
you
it.
Can't hold it against her. That's
I don't think she was still a child. Exactly, she was still a child. Like,
And
children
it's so
do
ridiculous.
children do things, and it's not like, my whole thing is, a child is not bad. Their behavior may be bad, but the child is not bad.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't agree. I don't agree. I think some children, because of their circumstances, I'm not saying they're born bad, but I
Mhm.
think because of their circumstances, because of their home life, because of their environment, grow to have very negative traits.
Mhm.
And I mean, if you, Bridge, you watch a lot of, you know a lot about mental health. You
Mhm.
watch,
Mhm.
you know, true crime and everything.
And
Most of
I've
these kids that grow up to be psychotic
Mhm.
do things like that. Now,
Yes.
I've had 4 kids of my own. I've got 4 grandchildren. I can tell you, if one of them put their sibling in a dryer and switched it on, I would be dragging them to the psychiatrist myself.
Yes,
That is not normal.
and so, as you said, I think it's a failure of the parents and the failure of the adults that were around it. Because I've worked with like underprivileged youth and things of that nature, and I've been called all types of names by like 6-year-olds, calling me all
Mhm.
out of my name. But I cannot get mad at this little child for the things
Yeah.
that he's doing, because it's the environment that he was in, that they were in, the environment, the things that they've gone through. So yes, their behavior is bad, but I cannot say that that child is bad, because if they are given a good influence, then things could change. Like the child may not have felt like they were loved, and this is why they're
These
acting out. And this
children
is
obviously don't have resources. They're not taught
Mhm.
how to communicate well. Like I remember as a kid being taught like I statements, versus like when you're having a disagreement or argument with somebody, don't attack them. Don't, like
Mhm.
we talked about these things. Like, so if you never teach children this, and they express themselves and they come out in different ways, let alone what they might abuse they might have been inflicted on them. It's like you can't be surprised when you get a foodie beauty. It's just like you're almost asking for it. And the
Because even
parents are
Mhm.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, even going back to Foodie Beauty, how her parents kicked her out, supposedly kicked her out. I don't know. But I remember when I was like 14, my mom moved to a different city. She was just like, okay, I'm going to let you stay here, and you can stay with your aunt and finish out the semester of high school with your aunt, living with your aunt. And when that time came at the end of the semester, I was just like, I don't want to go with my mom. And my cousin was like, well, just tell her that you don't want to go and you can stay with us. And I told my mom, like, I don't want to go. I don't want to move. And she was like, you are my child and you will be under my roof. I let you stay the remainder of this high school semester, but you are my child and I'm taking care of you. You're nobody else's responsibility. And Foodie didn't have that.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I'm
Not to
sorry.
mention, an even better way could have been to give you resources to help, maybe let you know, oh, we got friends and family in a new city, or you'll have whatever activity that you like. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Not only did she not have like positive reinforcement, she really didn't even have negative reinforcement. She didn't have anything, it sounds like.
Mm.
And I don't want to come to Foodie's defense because I don't like her. But I'm just saying, she was a child at that time,
As Dawn says, she always had a good life under the circumstances. She was either with her mum or grandma and was hardly ever told no. I do believe that as well. I do. Yeah, she has admitted it. So I think it would be really nice, or it'd be really, yeah, it would be nice to be able to sit down and say, what the hell happened?
I don't
Because
think people
I,
realize how damaged they are, because it doesn't always look like, like the actual abuse, like neglect, or the fact that she was like soothed with food to the point that she has these stories of getting like buckets of chicken from babysitters and stuff. That's not being well taken care of.
And
No.
even her, even though she was with her grandma and her father, or and her grandma and her mom, she didn't have her father. Like, wasn't her father an alcoholic? So that could have affected her too.
Yeah, I don't think the father was present for many years, from what I can gather, because I think he went off and started another family, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Because in the beginning of Mr. Snowflake's video, she says something about she's got two brothers that she's never seen.
Mm-hmm.
So I should imagine, that's from him. Um, but having said that, yeah, as Capone says, he wasn't in the picture. But then I'm always a bit loath um, to blame fathers, because I think, yeah, they can do an awful lot of damage, and sometimes it's better if they're not around. That's all I can say,
I
because they
think
can do more damage
I think
psychologically.
I think Jan, like you're kind of going off of your own experiences, but I think that you may be an exception to the rule. You know,
Hmm.
because you
In
talk
what
about
way?
like, because you talk about how I guess you grew up in like was an orphanage or whatnot and stuff, but you still took care of yourself. You were resilient. You still overcame and things of that nature. And I don't think
Yeah.
that many people are as strong as you.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, you've got a
No,
point
I would
there. I
say
can't
definitely. The way that you've gone on to create your family and have your children and your grandchildren, that you have your traditions and you're with them, throughout the week and stuff. Like, lots of people don't do that. There's lots of people
Mhm.
that cut off their parents. They get to a point where they're like, I have so much emotional damage from dealing with you, from growing up with you, that I'm done. Like, I'm just trying to heal. So the
Mhm.
fact that you don't have that, it at this point, in this day and age, it's like a pat on the back, for honestly.
Oh, thanks, Capone. That's nice. That's nice of you to say. And it's funny because I have had friends say the same thing to me. Um, and I've never sort of looked at it that no, I wasn't particularly strong. But I think, Bridge, you said it right. In that I guess because I never had anyone, I never relied on anyone.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and I think, in Foodie's case, I think it was different because I think there were people there that should have helped her and didn't. Now, did she push them away? We don't know. That could be the case because she's definitely got this defiant disorder. Absolutely, I would say. So
Right, but if she's that type of person, then if you truly love or care about somebody, you're gonna work with them. You're not going to let them flounder. Like, the fact that her parents support her in this marriage with Salah is crazy.
thank you, Capone. That means the world. Thank you. Um, but we don't know if they do support her. We don't know that.
She came back and stayed with them more than, I mean, we don't know
She
everything.
didn't stay. We don't even know if she stayed with them,
But didn't
Edna.
some
Yeah.
sleuths like match up the couches from a few pictures that she posted, or like the
She may
background?
have visited them, but I don't think she stayed with them from what I can garner. I
So where do
really
you think she stayed?
She could have stayed anywhere. I mean,
Mm.
isn't there an
But
Aunt
it's like, what's
Phyllis or
likely?
something?
We know anything's possible, but we have to think about what's probable.
Is the mother remarried? Is there a man in the mum's life? I don't know.
I thought it was
Um,
the stepfather.
Yeah. Because
oh
we know
right.
that
So
the sister grew up with her father.
oh, I see. So where was the sister on the visit? Where, why
Well,
was she seen out with the sister?
the sister's an adult now, so she has her own life and her husband or boyfriend or whatnot.
Yeah, I'm just reading the
But
chat.
they still didn't go out to eat. There was no picture. There's a reason.
Exactly. There was no picture of, just having, a lovely home meal with mum, a home cooked meal with mum, or just sat watching the TV with mum, or is there
Yeah.
anything like that?
Because if we want to compare it to maybe ALR, even for, like when she had her cancer situation and healing and all of that, her mom came to visit for a period of time. Now that she moved to where her mom is in Oklahoma, I believe, they're going out. We see them hanging out. There's pictures, or not pictures, there's video of them together with the grandma doing activities. We didn't have any of that with Foodie and her family. Like, I think they
Exactly.
tolerate her. They're not going to let her be homeless. But the fact that they just kind of like stand in the back, I don't know. It's just, I'm baffled. So I really don't have too many words.
Well, if you look at her vlogs from, when she was home for that time, they were all in the car. She
Yeah.
sat in a car the whole time. What is that telling you? I mean, I actually thought that, perhaps she was living in the car. I don't know. It's just, I don't, and if you look
No, I
back,
think Dawn's saying it.
if you look, I think sometimes, when I look at her, I think she's just given up on life. She's just completely given up.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you can kind of understand it if you get to, 40 and you've got nothing. She's given up her home over here for what it was. She's given that up. She's given up her life, her lifestyle for what? To go and live in a box?
Yeah.
To live in a sweat box in Kuwait? It doesn't make sense.
And she
It's
didn't
No,
have any.
she's a Muslim revert. She is a married
yeah,
woman.
right. And
She
I'm the
is
Queen of
the
England.
cat. Listen, she's a cat mom. She is a hamster mom. She has a lovely family. She has lovely friends and family through Salah. I mean,
Mhm.
we've only seen the friends that they've fallen out with, but whatever.
You
They
know
go to
what?
activities like camping. They walk on the beach. She's turning her life around. She's not on them
Mhm.
drugs. She might still smoke a little
Okay.
bit.
You
We never
know
see her pray, but no. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. This
exactly.
is her. I think trying to get her life together, right?
I don't
No,
know.
I don't think she's trying to get her life together. She's just living life. I don't think she had a life in Canada. She was getting high all the time. She wasn't doing anything. So now she's at a place where she can't get high, but she's still not doing anything. I don't think she's getting her life together.
No, of
I don't
course she's not.
understand why she doesn't like just do better. And I know it doesn't work that way, but it's just so frustrating to watch because it's like, Foodie, you are like bedbound at this point, right? You were making so much money. She makes it seem like the food is no problem, like money's not an issue, right? Just even if she has 3 salads, just eat salad. Just eat, like just it's so fun. All right, like show us going to the beach every day. Like get like just I just want her to like make a plan and be accountable for it every day.
That's asking a lot.
Bridge, now you know why I say just for a little while I'd like to live in Edna's world. I would. I'm just like, yeah, okay. I wish I could just believe like Edna believes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Listen, I was down. I gained so much weight after my 5K. I was like, oh, but you know what? I don't know. Like this past week, I found a person on YouTube, and she's been like failing at losing weight, but in the best way possible. Like she's still making progress, and she's just like, every day I'm gonna come in and do this, and she's not where she wants to be, but she's still made a lot of progress. And I don't know, it's like now I'm down like 5 pounds since watching her. I'm back in the gym, so maybe I'm just feeling some kind of way because I feel like I'm back on track a little bit, but it's
I love
like
your
all she has to do
optimism.
is try. I don't know.
I love your optimism. but sometimes
You
I
don't
think
think she can
you
do
have
it?
to be a bit more realistic. No, I don't. And you know, there's just no rhyme or reason. From in my mind, for her, there seems to be no rhyme or reason to her world now. Why did she race back to Kuwait
Yeah.
and then
To
not to
get
show this
Salah
guy
together.
again? This guy who's turned out to be
To be a freak.
absolute shite.
The crazy thing is, she still doesn't see her health as a priority. That's
Yeah.
what's blowing my mind, because it's like to see somebody like Life by Jen, right? It's like, and I've had somebody close to me die, and I've seen, and I'm like, it's just so crazy. Like, Foodie, you might not be here at the end of the year at the rate that you're going. Like, she thinks taking a walk to the beach like every 3 weeks is gonna do it. It's scary. So that's why I'm just kind of feeling like, if you can hear, like, don't let these people, like, let these people fuel her. Like, let the haters like motivate her to do the things that she needs to do. But it doesn't seem like she's doing that.
I don't think
Denial.
anything motivates her. I really
Mhm.
don't. I think she's motivationless.
Yeah.
And I think that's to do with the type of person she is. I think I've left this comment up of Dawn's, the last ditch effort to stay out of Canada and avoid those pesky taxes. I think that's got an awful lot to do with it. And also, I mean, can you imagine the level of self-loathing she must have? It's sad, because she's still young, she's only 40 at the end of the day. I'm a bit older than that, guys. And to have given up, I honestly believe that she's just given up. And she lives her life online with her, giving everybody the bird. That's what her life is. Um, and I just think it is sad when you look at it from a humanitarian point of view. It's sad, but there's only one person that can dig herself out of it, and it's her. But how is she going to do it? And is she ever going to do it?
I don't think so. Like, honestly, I don't think so.
No.
I'm just really disappointed in Salah. Sorry, go ahead, Bridge.
What? Disappointed in what way?
He's right there. What is Foodie going to do to him? Like, make her walk. Don't just bring her the food. Like, make her eat a salad first.
You cannot make anybody do anything, and she's gonna.
Well, I'm okay. I don't mean make, like, as in, like, lock, like, go back to locking her in the box. We don't want to do that. But I mean, he's obviously not eating the same food that she's eating, right? And he's not with her. Like, I don't know. I find it hard to believe that you can sit next to somebody like Foodie, watch her eat half a tray of rice and a chicken.
Hasn't he gained a little weight since he's been with her too?
Yeah, but like, even in a year, it's been a little, like 20 pounds. And that hasn't been like 50 pounds. Has it?
Because I remember when I stayed with my cousins for a while, and they're overweight. And they be bringing home like KFC and all this stuff like that. And my ass was getting fat right along with their asses. I was like, I gotta move out of here. I have to go.
Right. But I don't think like, maybe a little bit has rubbed off. But when she's like, "Oh, this is for Salah's not eating that crap. She's eating all of that."
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we believe Salah's still there?
I don't think
Edna.
so.
Edna.
No.
No, I don't. So why is she there?
I think she's trying to keep up appearances.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at what expense? I mean,
her livelihood, her life.
Pride, yeah. And also, I mean, none of us like her. Okay, well, I speak for
I'm
me. Okay,
I
I don't
don't
like
know the
her.
woman to dislike her. I think it's unfortunate the way that she's, been villainized online, allow herself to have Plan Z. But it's she is who she is. It's crazy to see that with all the support that she has, how she focuses on the hate.
And
It's like
that's
she doesn't
because,
see
but don't
how
you
she
think
can help
that's
herself.
because, but don't you think that's because she's inherently hateful herself?
I
She
don't
has
know.
she has nothing that takes her away from that. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's very easy. It's like, I have my
Well, I
battles.
think this is what she has. This is like her therapy. Like like
What
obviously she's not a
therapy?
person.
What therapy?
That's what I'm saying. Like she's one of those people that like traditional talk therapy isn't helpful for her or whatever. You know what I mean? She needs to find, I don't know, an activity or whatever, but she
Mhm.
doesn't have any of that. And obviously she never has. So even as a grown adult, she's doing the best she can. She's reverted to a different religion. She's married now.
Oh,
But actually she's not doing the best that she can, because she could have gotten therapy, or she could have taken care of her weight, but she doesn't want to go through those steps to actually and do the work to actually do it.
Yeah,
facts.
that's what it is. Like I don't it's hard. Well, I mean, I understand, but she really should have just stayed in Canada
Yeah.
and got together with peace and worked on her health.
No, I think she should have stayed in Canada. She should have, I mean, she must have some money. She could have rented somewhere and started afresh, you know,
Mm-hmm.
gone on a journey, gone to doctors, got her health and her weight under control, and just start afresh and perhaps come out a nicer person. I don't know, but it's like, as Dawn said, she's villainized herself. And I agree with that 100%. And yeah, as Mary says, what if Pete didn't want to see her? I don't see how an alliance with Pete's would help her move
Right.
on. If
Yeah.
anything, it would make her go back to how she was before,
I
because
agree.
she was able to do exactly what she wanted, even cheat on him.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and I don't
Yeah.
think she should go anywhere near Pete's. I think she needs to get out of that country. I know, she says, "Oh, it's wonderful, it's my new home." We all know differently,
Mm-hmm.
okay? She's moved not only from a different country, but to a completely different culture, and
Yeah.
she's pretending to be a Muslim. She's not a Muslim. If she was a Muslim, there would be some love and care in her heart, and there isn't any.
But she
That to
doesn't
me.
have that. And the thing is, so I just saw a story the other day on social media. It was this woman. Oh, I can't remember exactly the cultures, but like, let's just say her husband was Chinese and she was Ethiopian. And so her in-laws had her come to China and spend time like learning the culture and
Mhm,
language and everything with her before she married into the family.
mhm,
Obviously, she got married from Salah, a stranger on the internet, and was over there within like a month.
mhm.
So there's no way for her to develop. There hasn't been a time, there hasn't been a love or whatever. She talks about the family and friends that she has, but where are they? Who are they?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's something that you're overlooking as well. I
Go
know
ahead.
I know that, Muslims are very family orientated. Now, yeah, she may have gone over and married him rather swiftly, if that's to be believed, but he's got a living family. He's got, siblings. He's got a mum and a dad, suppose. Oh, no, sorry, beg pardon. He hasn't got a mum, has he? But there is a dad, there's
Right.
sisters, and there's brothers. Now, why has she not been introduced to them? Why are we not seeing any family outings, family visits? That tells me that she's not been accepted by his family. I truly believe that because, you know, I live next door to one of my besties now. She's one of my besties, and she's a Muslim woman, and they're so family orientated. They celebrate all the religious holidays together. You know, that she's always cooking. You know, they're very into. I don't want to speak generally, but I can only speak from what I know personally. But I mean, my friend was always cooking for other family members. There was always they really value their family. So where is all that? Where is all that for Foodie in Q8? It's not there because it's not true. She's living in this sauna on the blooming Kuwaiti coast. She has no family there, but she's been there a year by now. I mean, I'll let you into a secret. My Muslim friend, one of her sons married someone outside the religion, and my friend really struggled with it because she's really you know, they're quite religious, you know, and she really struggled that her son wanted to marry a Sikh woman, and there was like so much turmoil within the family just because, you know, he wanted to marry this Sikh girl. He'd hidden the relationship for a few years, and eventually he told his parents, look, you know, I want to marry this girl. Anyway, it's kind of settled down a lot now. But and you know, they've had kids, and you know, my friend was delighted to be a grandmother and everything. But because of the love and respect that Muslims have for other human beings, they've accepted her. They've accepted her choice or his choice of wife. And you know, I quite often pop over and she's there and they're cooking for each other and blah blah blah. Where is all that with Foodie? She hasn't got that, Edna. And that's how I know she's not a true Muslim. She's in that country, but she's not a full Muslim. Where are his family members coming over? Where is she cooking meals for the family? Because it's a religious holiday. It's not there. So yeah, I mean, I get quite frustrated by it because, you know, I suppose
I think also though to
open your
be
bloody eyes.
yeah, but it's like I don't necessarily fault Foodie for that because for Salah to be on the internet looking for a wife like Foodie, he has to be his own type of character in his community, right? So if he had all that love and support and everything, he wouldn't be in the situation with Foodie to begin with. So it's like you can't really fault her on one hand, but on the other hand, it's like for her to try to portray herself as if she's the same as somebody who does, it's like, girl, we know you're not.
Exactly. And I think out of everything, if people were to ask me what I despise the most about her, you know, apart from her gluttony and her nastiness and everything else, I think one of the main things that really disgusts me about her is her cosplay. I think, you know, because I'm quite a religious person myself. I'm not Muslim, I'm Christian, but to have somebody so blatantly lying and cosplaying religion hits me in the soul. I just
I
think
think
it's awful.
I think Foodie lives in like a fantasy world. Like she wants to do things. Like she
Yeah.
wants to be skinny, but she doesn't want to do the work. I think that she wants to be this good Muslim, but she doesn't do the work.
Yeah. And also she's I mean that's one of the things with Islam, you know, one of their things or pillars, is it? Or I've forgotten now. That that they're proud of is that they accept people for who they are, and they love people, and they're kind. They're kind people. And
But
okay,
then she wouldn't really know that.
but I can talk. I may be talking because I know some, and I know
Yeah.
how important their religion is to them, and also I know how important my religion is to me, that I have that, you know, I have that sort of understanding. But, you know,
That's
just
exactly what it is. It's a lack of understanding because she doesn't have that depth with the religion. So there's no relationship really. Yeah,
yeah,
like everything that you're mentioning, that's exactly what she doesn't have because I don't think that she turns to food. She doesn't turn to God. So you can't be like a religious person, I feel, if you're not turning to God in your times of need. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not to say that I don't mean to say that as if like I'm telling her like this, you know, what her relationship with God is. Because I feel like this sounds so bad, so judgmental. But it's just the fact that when we see her come to us and in these moments, like when she's binging and stuff, it's like this is where you should be praying. This is where you should be reading the Quran, or you know what I mean. Like if you're a revert and this is your life and this is a big part of it, so much that you've taken on wearing a abaya and hijab, I would think that you would speak about your lessons in the Quran somewhat.
yeah,
And she never talks about it. She never talks about, you know, what the sister said at down at the mosque.
yeah. Because she doesn't go. She doesn't go to the mosque. And I know, like with my friend's family, I think it's just the men that tend to go to the mosques. But they do pray at home. I mean, my friend prays every day at home. But I think it's yeah, I think that is the thing that insults me, and it does insult me. Um Would it insult me if I didn't have such a close friend who was Muslim? Probably, because I'm not a liar and I hate liars, and I think to see somebody so blatantly lying about her situation is it's just awful. I can't get over it, and I talk passionately about it because I'm passionate about religion, I suppose. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't I try not to sort of throw it down people's throats because I know Bridge isn't religious, and I know, you know, a lot of people aren't religious, and that's fair enough. But you know, and I don't judge people on that. Um, but
But
I don't
I was
pretend to be something I'm not. Do you
I
know what I
was
mean?
just I was just thinking too, because like we're talking about Foodie being like, a good Muslim and all of this, but what about Salah? Is
Yeah,
he like she doesn't even have that influence from him.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
That's why I said I was disappointed in him because
mhm,
he's not because he's right there. There's only really a handful of things you need to do to lead a good life. You know what I mean? Be it Muslim or otherwise. You know,
yeah.
you can eat healthier, you can work out, she could be praying. You know what I mean? There's
Be kind.
she's a YouTuber.
mhm,
So she could just show her skincare, her lifestyle, her whatever.
Mhm.
All she focuses on raising so much that is it's crazy to watch. It's wild because it's like, what do you do in your day where you're like talking about like, oh, you guys are just focused on me and every bad move I make, X, Y, and Z. Well, what are the good moves?
Mm-hmm.
It's like Dawn says, she doesn't seem to have any interest in the religion outside of appearances, it seems. And I feel bad saying that, but I know it's true. I feel exactly the same, Dawn. Exactly the same, you know. And I don't count myself necessarily as a good Christian woman at all. But then I'm not I haven't gone off to trying to think. Jerusalem? No, I'd be Jerusalem,
That's what I was
wouldn't I?
thinking, Jerusalem.
Yeah. I've not gone somewhere and pretending to be somebody that I'm not, you know, and I know I'm fairly certain that people that follow me know that, you know, I am a fairly religious person. I don't think I'm overly religious, but you know, um I have religious beliefs, and I like to think when my time comes that I've been good enough that I can go to the right place. I don't think I've been evil. Yeah.
My dad just told me yesterday. He was like, "You're going to hell." I was like, "I don't care, whatever."
Who told you that?
My dad told me that.
Oh, bless him. Bless
I was like,
him.
I like it when it's hot. I like the hot.
But, you know, I think that's probably my biggest gripe, if you want to call it, about her. I can't get over that side, you know, without all the other crap on top of it. And to just say that, you know, she's a Muslim now, so she's a completely different person. You know, does she not realize that, you know, Muslim kids, they go to like Muslim school, you know, like we have Sunday school. They have like a Islam school or Muslim school. I'm sorry, but I can't remember what it's called.
I grew up Baptist. We had Sunday school. We had revival. I mean, that's the thing where she feels like I said a shahada. I said my magic words. I wear the garb. So let me in the club. And
That's
it's like,
it.
girl, like
And
I'm not even religious, and I know that's not how it works. You got to be at the church house 5 out of 7 days, minimum.
Exactly. And it's like over here, you know, if you want to get married in a church, you have to go for a certain amount of time. And a lot of people, you know, they just go for that allotted time and, you know, so that they can get married in a church. And it's the same
Right.
to have your kids christened. You have to be seen going to that church, you know, you have to be seen as a member of that church. But you know, it's just the thing that she has the absolute gall to, you know, pretend to be a Muslim. I just can't get over that, guys, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why I will never like that woman. So Mary says, yes, but there's non-practicing Muslims too. So if Salah is non-practicing, what can we expect of her? That's true. But then one would have thought, Mary, that if that was the case and he knew that she was going to be trying to pass herself off as Muslim, wouldn't he have taught her a few things about it, about her behavior, and the way she
I think
presents
he has. This is what we're seeing. That's what's so funny. It's like she's a non-practicing revert. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, what's the point? What was the point of that then?
Exactly. That's why you can't look away. That's why we're so infatuated, because it's like, girl, it's so
Speak for
funny.
yourself, darling. Speak for yourself.
Okay.
I
Jen,
can
you
tell you, I am not infatuated. Hang on, let's see what Mary says. No, she probably thought she'd be more accepted if she was Muslim. Yeah, of course. That makes sense, doesn't it? Why revert if you are not interested in being Muslim? That is her walk with God, not Salah's. I agree with that, Dawn. I
think
do
that comes
agree.
from a
Everybody,
patriarchy,
I agree. Everybody
patriarchal
has.
society. Sorry.
everybody has their own religion with God, has their own relationship with God. You know, I'm not a preacher or anything like that, but I do believe everybody does have or should have their own relationship with God. I tell you, my kids don't, and that, you know, that upsets me a little bit. There's only one of them, I think, that believes in God, but yeah, and yet I've had them all baptized and christened. But yeah, I'm not from a religious family. My kids aren't religious. And I see them roll their eyes sometimes.
Mhm.
But you know, when I went, it was important for me to go to my cathedral for New Year's Eve. I
Mhm.
really wanted to go for no, not New Year's Eve, midnight mass. And I said to my daughter, I want to take my granddaughter, do you mind? And she went, no, no, she'll be fine. So I like that, although she doesn't really believe, she's quite happy for me to, you know, introduce her
Hmm.
because that's important to
Yeah,
me.
because
I
I think if you're
introduce my
like
grandkids.
also if you're like a true non-believer, or you know, like if you really don't have like many feelings about it, you're not gonna be mad. Like it's not gonna really upset you to the point where, because if you look at the religion as a whole, like the good components of it, I don't know, I feel like you wouldn't want to be anti. Like the bad parts are the way people come in and they like weaponize it.
I would never weaponize it. But I do get a warmth from it. But I would never sort of slate somebody who didn't believe. I mean, I am disappointed that my own kids don't really believe, but you know, they're their own people. You know, I've given them the foundation, and it's up to them if they want to sort of, you know, believe or not. You know, they're free thinkers, and I'm grateful for that. You know.
Right.
Um, let's just say, let's see what Dawn says. Mary, exactly, but it is quite disrespectful to those who take it seriously. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Who's this? Barley. I don't believe in God. I believe there is a power. I believe in the universe. Energies exist and we cannot see them, but they do their work. Karma is part of the universe. I agree with that last bit. Karma is part of the universe. Absolutely. I agree. But at the same time of the day, it's
Oh no, but at the end of the day.
okay. But at the end of the day, it's all speculation. We really don't know for sure if it's yeah. That's true.
Right.
That's true, Mary. I
We're all
think
just having fun hanging out.
yeah. We just chew the fat, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
True. But if it walks and talks like a duck, yeah, it quacks.
Quack, quack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry, darling. I do typos all the time. So I think we've had a good conversation tonight, ladies. Is there anything else you want to add before we go? No, you're done. Well, I want to say thanks. Thanks for coming on. I knew we'd have a good old chin wag about it. It'll be interesting to see what happens, won't it? Next week. Looking forward to it, girls.
Yeah, it's gonna be Valentine's Day next week. So maybe we'll see like some kind of romantic date between Sala and Foodie. We might see ALR go out. Who are our other girls who we're talking about?
I bet you that Foodie is gonna buy herself roses. I bet you.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? What about Cobra and Now?
Oh God.
Naked and Laughing. If they, oh my God, if they're together for Valentine's Day, that would be so wonderful.
Oh God, I tell you, I really do want to live in Edna's world. Just for a little while. I don't think I could stand it forever, but Valentine's stream, yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe we can make Wednesday a Valentine sort of based stream. That's a
Oh
good
no,
idea.
Valentine's is Wednesday.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Actually, I'm meant to be
Yeah,
meeting up with
Bridget,
my
you know,
brother. I've just
it'd
realised
be
I'm meant
nice
to
to
be
hear
meeting
from you
my
as
brother.
a non or a romantic.
What?
Oh, are
Edna?
you okay, Jen?
Yeah, it's all right, darling. You
A romantic day is February 15th. It's the day after Valentine's Day.
okay? All
Oh,
right.
but
So
I mean, so are you going to be busy on the 14th? Can you spare some time to join us for Wellness Wednesday?
I have my meeting on
Sorry,
the 14th.
Jen, do you
so
mind if I invite her?
No, I
No,
might be here.
no.
I might be in the chat in the beginning, but I have my meeting on Wednesday that starts at 3.
Oh, okay.
And Jan usually starts at around 2:30 or so. So
Yeah, it's a shame. The time
Oh,
difference is a
gotcha.
bit of a pain because I know it's like the the afternoon for you, but it's like
yeah.
evening for me. So okay, well we'll see. Thanks for coming up, girls. Always a joy to have you up here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thank you,
And
Chad.
I want to say thanks to everybody who came in, had a bit of a chat. We covered quite a lot, didn't we? And have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay warm. And I'll see you probably on Wednesday. But I've got a couple of videos lined up, so keep an eye out for them. You take care of yourselves out there, though, because it's a rotten old world. Bye-bye for now.